10 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota 2 Asia Championships. I'm LD.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm WinteR. Sup?
What's up? We got Dota. HGT going to be taking on
Reserve
EHOME.
time.
Yeah.
Both teams are 0-1 right now.
And I see my buddy drafting for EHOME.
Oh, yeah. Your old buddy Mushi. All right, let's take a look. What's Mushi got a cooking for us? We hop over into the draft. And, well, it is very early. So, I mean, looking at EHOME, they love to run these weird junglers. Bloodseeker, Ursa, a lot of choke point shenanigans. Sometimes they'll even throw a Lycan into the jungle. Maybe not from level 1, but definitely make the early rotations. I feel like this can be punished. And teams did not do much to exploit it in the qualifiers, but I'm curious to see if EHOME are going to continue with that style of drafting here.
Yeah, I think that sometimes that you must make adjustments when you see the enemy doing something so greedy like a Bloodseeker jungle. But obviously the EHOME would also plan that because they feel like if you try and come and punish us, it's difficult for you because they would choose as appropriate situation to use the greedy jungler. They wouldn't do it every game, obviously. But it's still something that when the opponent can't come punish you, you want to get as much as possible out of the map with the greedy jungling.
Yeah, so of course, if you're EHOME, you're playing against HGT. This team is a lot more straightforward in their drafting. They love their Ember Spirit for air. We see the Shadow Fiend Chen picks quite a bit. They love their Wisp if it's let through the draft. I mean, both teams actually, we could see that Wisp pick.
Yeah, but yesterday we saw that HGT, when they need to go aggressive tri-lane, they need to punish the enemy, they will do it.
Yeah, so I think that matches up pretty well against EHOME, in theory. We'll have to see if EHOME can make the appropriate adjustments, but it's a very slow opening to the draft. Did they actually disconnect or something?
5 seconds
Oh, they did.
remaining.
I don't think so. Oh yeah, okay.
All right, well, that would throw a wrench into our plans. We'll go ahead and did they? I guess they all left.
Yeah.
Did they remake? Dota, please. Oh no, I think they've just remade without waiting for the English casters.
Oh my god.
Well, we're gonna have a riot on our hands here momentarily, folks. I do apologize. This might be they just remade without us. Sorry to everyone watching Dota TV. I guess we will not have audio for this game. I thought that was I was like, man, they're really taking a while to go about this draft.
Yeah, they didn't even say anything.
Yeah, they just left. Well, that's our bad, guys. We do apologize, but well, you'll have to if you want the audio. I guess you can listen there on the stream. The good news is there's not much delay. It's only 10 seconds, so it won't be horribly desynced. But well, I mentioned the Wisp WinteR, and we're gonna see it first overall pick by HGT. But the Spin Lord's coming out now. EHOME get both.
Yeah, the Troll is still in the pool as well for them if they want to go for that route. But I'm just curious to see what is HGT planning. They gave away all the Spin Lords, and they must have something really good.
There's even a Troll still in the pool. All 3 Spin Lords. They could have all 3. Do you think all 3 is good? Run the Jug 1 position, the Troll mid, the Axe off lane.
Yeah, why not? They work
I feel like
so well.
they work so well
10
together.
seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
why not? HGT, if you're HGT right now, you must have some
5 seconds
major plan
remaining.
to give away all the Spin Lords.
Hmm.
You know, I'm thinking of one of the
Reserve
partners that
time.
actually goes well against all the Spin Lords is maybe a Sven, because Sven has Warcry, but I'm not sure how well would that be against all the heroes. Like technically 16 armor against Axe, against Juggernaut, against Troll is amazing, but how well would it fare in the later part of the game?
HGT are going to go for Viper,
Yeah.
and you said you think this is the
Back.
counter to the Spin Lords.
Yeah, I talked about the hero during the panel session where I felt that Viper is one of the heroes that will be able to deal with those melee Spin Lords right now. He's just basically slowing them down
Radiant
all the time with the
team
axe
ban.
on, and pretty tanky himself. And it basically means that the cores, like all the 3 Spin Lords will have a hard time getting close up, which is what they want to do. Get close to you, deal a lot of damage in a short period of time.
10 seconds
Well,
remaining.
HGT Viper Wisp, they do run Tiny quite a bit. The Bristleback, another partner for the Wisp that they could look towards. And Troll will be banned out, so no triple Spin Lord.
Radiant
They
team
only want to
back.
tango with 2. But you never know with HGT. So they can just bust out really heavy push. The Ember Spirit's still out there if they want to run.
The AA was also a really good ban. Like at this
10
point,
seconds
the
remaining.
Axe jumps in, calls someone. the IO just probably relocates him short
5
distance and
seconds
the fight
remaining.
continues. And as long as there's nothing like an AA blast, you're gonna save the guy no matter what. If you're in position.
Radiant
And now a
team
clockwork
pick.
band from EHOME.
Huh, that's quite peculiar.
It is Icy's, I think, signature hero.
Yeah,
So-
it's probably just like 2 words because he's been playing like everyone knows his hero pool is not that huge and he's been playing the hero like 3 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken, since yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's less that they're really afraid of a clockwork in general, and they more just think that it'll cripple Icy to take this away from him.
Yeah, he would be forced to
10
play
seconds
something that he's
remaining.
not very comfortable with, and that would be a huge blow for them.
All right, Witch Doctor now. The double heals
Dire
coming out
team
once
pick.
again for EHOME. They love to run this, so we'll see we'll see where they go from here. HGT still Viper Wisp, a lot of directions they can take this. They can go for some pretty heavy pushing aggression. They can so back off for like a tiny, more of a hard carry. They haven't really shown their hand yet in the draft.
I feel there's so many ways they can
10
go with the
seconds
draft right now.
remaining.
It's hard to say what would be the best for them. Like Tiny could still work
5
technically
seconds
because
remaining.
Tiny is also quite tanky against the Juggernaut and Axe. And he's going to be able to
Reserve
carry
time.
against all these heroes later on. Like it's always going to be a Bruce Tiny late game.
Right.
You talk about every time you watch a game, oh, don't count that out. It's a Wiz Tony. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Is it a good tiny game though? Omni Slash can be quite good against the Wisp.
Yeah, because that's like I feel because there's a Wiz, you're going to be able to counteract the Omni Slash. Like
Yeah.
you just short distance relocate it away or just go back to base. He can't kill the Tiny in.
Unless you get called as well.
Yeah.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel it's difficult for them to burst the Tiny down as long as the Wiz is always there to make sure that he's able to relocate, pull him out.
And Skyrath, the choice for
Radiant
HGT.
team
Very
pick.
aggressive support duo now. Wisp, Skyrath, and EHOME. They bring out the Hammer of Justice, the
team
Mushi OD. I assume it's the Mushi OD.
Yeah, it's gonna be him. He picks the hero for himself.
And
It's-
not many teams favor the OD right now.
And it's also again, if you talk about, we were talking about Wiz Tiny middle. If Wiz Tiny goes up against OD in the lane, guess what will happen? The Tiny won't have.
Yeah, nice. You
Won't have
get
anything.
you get bottle charges. Your base mana pool
10
is still like
seconds.
100.
Yeah, you won't have anything to spam against the OD. Like OD is one of the few heroes
5
that's
seconds
forgotten
remaining.
that does really well against a Wiz plus
Yeah,
1 lane.
normally right now we only see OD picks as like a counter to
Reserve
Medusa,
time.
but or more
Well,
ban than picks.
Well, you have to get Axe as well, right?
Yeah.
For that to happen, but it's like,
I've seen quite a few teams ban the OD versus.
but still, it's
Medusa.
like whether it's worth it to just
Yeah.
get the item to burn all the Medusa's mana. Like,
Yeah, but it's just I guess it just speaks to how uncommon the hero is right now.
yeah, he's
That's
not
such a weird
he's
niche
not-
situation.
not very useful in most of the meta. Like it's very difficult to be played in the lanes early game. And HGT going to go for that
Radiant team
pain
ban.
for the OD.
Yeah, mana burn very good against him.
Off lane Nyx this game.
I don't know how is he gonna fare against the Spin Lords though.
They
I feel like
don't-
whichever one he matches up against will
yeah,
just wreck
they-
him.
They don't really care though. And at this
10
point,
seconds
if
remaining.
you're EHOME, you're thinking enemy team has Wiz, like HGT has Wiz plus
seconds.
1
Banning like
middle.
Tiny, Sven.
You have OD, so you don't care who's gonna go middle against you.
Reserve time.
And you have Jug and Witch Doctor. Any time of the game you feel if it's necessary, you go try lane the enemy. You leave the Axe against the Nyx. OD against the 2 heroes do well.
Mhm.
So you're gonna be able to win all your lanes. And it's mostly drafting. Lane dominance is something that he takes it really, really seriously. He feels that if you win your lane, you control the game. That's his philosophy.
Well, it just suits his personal playstyle as well.
Yeah.
Someone Mushi not always known for the best late game decision making compared to his counterparts in China especially. And in fact, it's what the Chinese commentators I know like 2009,
Yeah,
820 normally have criticized him for.
Have I told you this before? They always say Moshi first 20 minutes is the bomb, the best.
Yeah.
But,
And then
Dire
afterwards-
but
team
after that,
ban.
he self-destructs.
Well, it has. I don't know if it's always the case,
No,
but he
it's-
has a track record where he has messed up some very
Yeah,
high-profile
It
late game matches.
happens. Yes, it happens.
Yeah. Well, HGT they probably are
10
looking for a
seconds
carry here
remaining.
for ZSMJ. His Slark, one of his go-tos.
5 seconds remaining.
We've seen ZSMJ on all kinds of heroes. Like he's played Brewmaster for the teams at times, even though they have air.
Yeah.
Ember Spirit, the other
Radiant
big
team
classic ZSMJ hero.
You know what? When they actually go for the Whiz Tony, Air is actually the one playing the Tony.
Yeah.
So
ZSMJ Viper, I guess, if they want to do that. He has played Viper as well.
Yeah, but it's not something that he can actually absolutely carry the team with. Viper is not that type of hero.
All right, EHOME. This is something
Dire team
kind of unique to them. It's not really that popular with most other teams, but this should be your Inflame hero, moving around and looking to set up kills all around the map. Very aggressive roaming support. Somewhat in the mold, I would say, of FY in terms of his approach to the laning stage.
His aggressive and defensive capabilities are really good, this hero.
Good against like the Mystic Flare. You drop the Mystic Flare gets dropped on your teammate, just go in, snowball them,
10
and
seconds
dodge that
remaining.
burst damage.
Look at the Tusk and the OD. Like these two
5
heroes will just
seconds
basically
remaining.
protect each other. And they will make
It's going to be very hard for HGT
Yeah.
to get kills.
It's like the Nyx just
Reserve
impale someone.
time.
There's going to be the prison, there's going to be the snowball. It's going to be really difficult to get kills. Like they have only at the moment. So they'll be having two stuns, the impale and the avalanche. They need to be able to focus on like the Tusk right away. Like otherwise the OD and the Tusk will be able to like save everyone.
I feel like EHOME have pretty good answers for Tiny.
Yeah. And I feel
At all stages of the game. Even if it goes late, you get off a good Berserker's call on him / the Wisp, and you may just be able to win the fight from there off the bat.
Yeah.
Cask is really good against Tiny Wisp. Tuskar, good. The Sigil, very good to kind of counter their mobility and chase potential. OD doesn't really care about the fact that you have high armor because he's got the pure damage orb, so I think even if this goes late, not that I would say EHOME have the edge there, but they can hold their own against HGT.
yeah, the thing is, it will depend how much can they like. It's
10
really obvious when
seconds
you go Tusk, you want to go aggressive early. You want to punish the lane, so it's gonna be
5
Juggernaut, Witch
seconds
Doctor,
remaining.
maybe possibly a dual lane at top. Tusk will be roaming around. X will get that Dream 1v1 against the Nyx Assassin, which the Nyx can't do so much at. And the lanes will be pretty much in favor of EHOME. Like all the lanes basically will be in favor of EHOME.
And yeah, for those who are just joining us, unfortunately, there will not be Dota TV audio unless they've remade on our behalf, which I highly doubt. Let's see. Yeah, no lobby. Unfortunately, they hosted the game, and then I guess the players had some connectivity issues, so we did have a remake, and, well, unfortunately, we were not in that remake. But do apologize, guys. Not a whole lot we can do when they're not giving us a heads up that they're going to remake. But here we go. HGT taking on EHOME. It's both teams 0-1. Very, very early here in the group stage, but looking to bounce back quite a bit. I'm just trying to get my hero icons to the right size. There we go. And we start with Hyper Glory team. They barely made it in here. They barely squeaked past the wildcard stage. Kaka going to be playing your Wisp. Air, as you mentioned, WinteR, he'll be on the Tiny. You got Pretty Ha on the Scarlet Mage. ZSMJ, not the flashiest hero, but he'll take the Flying Manta Ray, that Viper, and Icy to the offlane as the Nyx. As for EHOME, Inflame, actually not playing the Tusk. He's going to be on the support Witch Doctor this time. It has played it the last few times I've cast them. Mushi, a signature Mushi hero, the OD. DDC, your support Tusk. That puts ZYF onto the Jug, the Spin Lord, and Ohio heading to the offlane, it looks like, on the Axe.
30 seconds to battle.
They're
Interesting lanes here
they're
from
going to
EHOME.
lane Mushi bottom against the Nyx, I think.
Well, that's not going to be a fun lane for Nyx.
Are they going to have Axe against the Tiny's lane? No. Axe is going to be top, and Juggernaut is going to be against the Tiny's lane. That's interesting.
Very difficult here to combo.
The bounty runes. The war of the bounty rune.
The battle
Yeah.
begins.
HGT, they adjust their movements here, and they get the early bounty run. It's for Kaka. So bottle coming out now for your Wisp. He gets it before the creep spawn. And always nice as a Wisp to just get that 0-minute bounty run off the bat.
The lanes are actually not as expected. They have the Viper ZSMJ going mid. Probably expecting they want the Viper versus OD matchup.
Mm-hmm.
They actually rotated the lanes back
A
again.
lot of lane switching here. And they actually don't even run the Tiny Wisp mid at all. They're going to send them top. And they'll be facing up against an Axe Tusk dual lane. That's kind of an unconventional... Actually, it's kind of a cool lane. You snowball in, you get off your Berserker's call. Pretty good initiation here, potentially.
Yeah, and he managed to snag the creep wave behind, so he's gonna get an easy wave, easy level 2. Well, this lane, the kill potential is actually still there against the Skyraf and the Wisp. They are both heroes with very low, like literally no armor at the moment, 0 armor. So they're gonna take a lot of damage from the counter helix.
Yeah, the spins really hurt against the Wisp early on, as Mushi will start playing aggressive here on ZSMJ, trying to bully him out of the lane early. Begins to drain away a bit of his intelligence. Matchup that we used to see a lot more frequently. Viper, one of the heroes that matches up better against OD, I guess along with the Razor. But we don't see much of either, the OD or the Razor right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he would be able to win the lane or anything, but at least he will be able to stand and take farm. And he doesn't really care so much about having no intelligence in the lane. He can still last it with Nether Toxin. So probably you want to have more points here. He's going for 2nd point in Nether Toxin for last hitting.
Well, looking at the 2 off lanes right now are Nyx Assassin as well as Axe, both hitting level 2. Nyx obviously very difficult to zone out of the lane, as he just has that constant high base regen. But for now, it's been a fairly slow laning stage. Just a lot of early movements. Ohio walking onto Pretty Paul. He's going to call him just to secure this bounty room. He'll grab it too. Coming out right now is going to be your pair of boots. And as the lane settled down a bit, it's free farm for the Jug. Looks like the Mushi OD actually not dominating the lane early. ZSMJ is getting the better of him. But it is early, and it gets easier for OD as he levels up.
Yeah, when he gets more points in Astral, it'll be getting harder and harder for the Viper. But I think the Viper would still be able to farm in the lane regardless with Nether Tossing. So it's just about how much he'll be able to suppress the OD in the first few minutes.
Yeah, I like this build. Going for the extra points in Nether Toxin. Generally with Vipers, we're seeing more corrosive skin, but
look at
he needs this to keep up in CS.
He even goes for a 2nd point in poison attack. No corrosive skin.
Now that's going to be hard to support for now. You can get a couple of poison attacks off. But maintaining the monopool for that, not the easiest. Very just relaxed laning stage from both teams. Now Ohio going to back off into the woods. He'll start farming his mud golems. Oh, poor mud golems. The mindless brutes.
And they're actually going to commit since they see the axe. Like, this is, I think, a very good move. Like, HGT sees your offlaner not there in the lane. So the supports don't have to be there to help the Tiny. So they send him to the other lane. Pressure your middle hero.
Yeah, try and slow down that. In fact, this middle lane becoming a hot area of contest in general. As EHOME now 3 heroes chilling near the lane. And there's only 2 for HGT. Nobody really making any moves. And now DDC with a smoke picked up. Gonna walk towards bottom, marching in. Maybe tries to jump on Icy here.
They need to get something done though, because you have, like, Tuss. Tuss is a hero that does... You must do something with the hero early game, with his abilities. Otherwise, HGT gets levels on the Wisp, gets level on the Nyx. Like, they're heroes that are really good with levels later on in the game. They get much scarier than the Tuss with levels, obviously.
Yes, this Tusk not finding openings yet. EHOME, they love to roam a lot early on. We've seen it quite frequently from Inflame. Usually he's the one playing the Tusk, or even like a Jungle Bloodseeker, Invoker. These types of heroes, very aggressive. But for now, just not really seeing many openings. They may look for a smoke fairly soon. They're about to clear off a set of wolves here.
They need to make a move, I feel, anytime soon. But if you look at the other lanes at this point of time, like middle lane Viper has full HP. This is very discouraging to try and keep. But Mushi does have a double damage bottle, so that will be immensely helpful if the supports decide to actually make a rotation towards middle to try and get a kill. But HGT are trying to pressure the tier 1 at top. Ohio is just coming back to make sure that he's able to slow them down, or even maybe at least be able to defend the tower with the Tusk coming in to make sure that he's able to protect the axe if they actually dive him.
Yeah, he gets quite a bit of experience here, as the tower will be pressured, but definitely not in any danger. HGT, so far, let's see, have they been stacking much? They've got a single double stack. There's not a whole lot going on. Oh, I'm looking for the jump on Ohio, the Avalanche, slightly short, so they will not engage. Any other stacks?
No, not much.
There's a double stack.
Yeah, the one here and
the other big camp.
The other big camp, yeah, that's about it. It's not much stacking going up. This is like the downside of having the Wisp on the safe lane Though.
Bottom lane, oh, no, not able to go in. They throw out the cast, but it's just difficult to jump a Nyx as a Witch Doctor. You throw out that cast, he's just going to carapace and walk away. Easily retreating out. And
Yeah, they have to be really careful as well. Pretty Hall has a teleport scroll up his sleeve, so he's able to rotate immediately if anything happens at bottom lane to maybe just make sure the Nyx doesn't die or get a return pick off. Mushi's gonna pick up the 6-minute rune. Not a too useful rune at this point. Maybe he can use it to actually scout. Sometimes you see players that use the illusion rune to scout to find whether you have stacks, and if they have a bad rider or in this case an axe, they would be able to come and steal your stack.
are you ready for a quad lane midwinter? That's what we're about to get, it looks like. EHOME looking for that smoke up. No
Snowball.
dire vision.
The snowball.
Are they just going to walk in?
They're gonna try and snowball.
4-man snowball incoming?
That's a ward there for dire side though. They see this if they come too close.
Dire vision. Did they see the tusk?
Yeah, they saw the tusk just now,
Okay.
so they are really ready. The Skyroth is already parked himself behind there. Wiz has a teleport scroll. Who else has a teleport scroll? Nyx as well.
4.
Yeah.
They have 4
Dire's
TPs.
They have 4
Bottom
TPs in
tower
case
is under
anything
attack.
happens here.
Yang does have his ultimate online, but he gets mana burned. And now they're going to make that rotation towards the bottom lane. EHOME committing fairly heavily to this. 3 heroes rotating in, smoke as well, and they've got the X call ready to go. This is trouble. Icy might be the one who gets punished here.
This is tricky though. They have so many TPs getting ready to. If they don't burst the Nyx down soon, he gets the impale off. That would be really bad for EHOME.
Yeah, they are ganking one of the heroes that has a TP. So only 3 heroes that can actually rotate. Icy now getting jumped. The snowball crashes in. TP number 1 comes from air. TP number 2 inbound. Icy gonna end up going down. They didn't even get off the chop yet. Still not level 6. HGT trying to find that trade. They already fused Avalanche. The toss is there. Dunks in flame. Quickly and cleanly taking him down. And now Lex just gonna TP on back to top.
That was really good for EHOME. The trade was very favorable. They TP'd 3 heroes in. Now X goes back top. A lot of space to farm.
And it's a fat jug. Already Mask of Madness complete. ZYF. He's been one of the more effective Juggernaut players out of China. And it seems like part of it is because his team, he just gets free farm every game. There's no pressure. Ohio. Tiny bit of danger here as Icy's going to chase him out. He's got an Impale cooling down in 5. Is he going to commit to this one? Axe down into the river and now retreating, swinging around. Inflame able to TP in and just keep him safe.
If you look at the last hits of all the lanes, it's actually fairly even. The Juggernaut, Tiny, the OD and the Viper, they are really even. The main difference would be the Nyx and the Axe. So the Axe got a lot more because he's able to jungle, and Nyx is a hero that he requires the team to give him space to be able to catch up. He doesn't have any jungling capabilities. Middle lane.
So she getting jumped in the meantime. Bottom, or your Tuskar ends up going down, but there's a chase on the ZYF. They have a toss ready to go. Air, is he going to dive this? Not the case. As the Tuskar, the first casualty, ends up falling in this bottom lane. Even forces out Ohio's rotation, who... Do you agree with Gods? Gods has been pretty consistently harping on Ohio, saying he's been the weak link for EHOME, hasn't been pulling his weight. Would you agree with that, WinteR?
I haven't been watching all of their games though. It's really, you need to watch like maybe 10 games, 5 games to be able to see what is actually going on this team now. So I can't really say whether Gods is right.
Well, this is not a classic Ohio hero, going for the axe. So perhaps he's been diversifying his hero pool a little bit. We've primarily seen him on like the Nature's Prophet. They've even been running a little bit.
I think he's talented enough to play any sort of, like we've been talking about hybrid offlane. How Isolize is a hybrid offlane. I think Ohio can do the same. He's
just not as proven in that role.
Yeah, he's just not. You know, people mostly see Ice all the time. He's been in ESL. He's been everywhere. Like Ohio has been, like they just formed this team. He hasn't got enough chance to actually show himself.
Well, he'll be looking to show his talents here very soon. Spin Lord number 1 about to come online. Actually, both Spin Lords, I would say, are online. Mask of Madness is up on the jug, as mentioned. The Blink about to come out. Good opportunity to start finding kills around the map.
Mushi is going for the mech as well. He really loves this build. Like, unlike someone like RTZ would always prioritize getting the minus and just going all farm mode, but this game, the OD is going into probably a mech for staff build. giving his team all the utility they need. When the enemy team Nyx Assassin starts the fight, impales that someone, he's able to 4-staff. There's a lot of defensive capabilities on the team. 4-staff, if he chooses to go there, and he has the prison, they have the snowball.
Yeah, they've got good setup for the call as well with that imprison. So a lot of synergy here for EHOME. And I feel like their mid game is shaping up to be very potent.
Yeah.
HGT on the other side, their team fight is quite weak.
They don't really have much team fight, to be honest. Their heroes are more split farming, holding lanes, hard to gank heroes. Like Viper's a really hard hero to take down.
Yeah.
And if you don't commit enough heroes, there's going to be worrying about the relocate, whether they can come in and get return kills, and the Tiny would be able to snowball out of control from there. They are not going to be looking to fight anyway directly.
You're right. And EHOME do not push that fast until the jug gets big. Mask of Madness is online, but needs more damage. Actually, ZYF going Shadowblade.
Oh, this is actually something I've seen a lot from him. He likes to go Shadowblade on this hero. Like, very often and frequently.
Ohio. Well, I think ZYF wanted to give him the creep.
Yeah, he wanted to give him the creep,
He's
and
like,
Ohio said, I have enough of this.
Yeah, he's what a teammate. ZYF, such a nice guy. But not needed. Sometimes it's not good to be a nice guy.
Nice guys always finish last.
I don't know about always. That's a false.
Oh, did he see?
False assumption, WinteR. Well, who's caught whom? He'll go down first, but the Omni Slash comes out. That's going to be a chop onto one as they look for a bit more. Pretty Hall gets called. That's 2. Double dunk. Ohio already making the plays.
That kill was just because the dunk had the movement speed buff.
That movement speed buff is really strong.
Gave him the chance and timing to actually catch up and get the call off before the Scarab manages to TP up. And Ohio's gonna go top, looking for opening here. They have TPs on the OD. They basically have 2 TPs, and coming in with this Tusk.
They do have a relocate. Kaka might end up costing him his life though. As they throw out the avalanche. He gets Astral. Lose the relocate, but he can't relocate it here. That's Astral. Mushi outplaying him. Now Air in trouble. They commit a death ward. They get the Tony kill. EHOME starting to heat up and perhaps showing why one of the Chinese teams to keep an eye on. Now Kaka engaging, but well, that ain't gonna do much. The defensive relocate ends up costing them 2 lives, and there's no trade in sight. And the X Blink already paying for itself and then some.
Yeah, the Nyx is hovering around Mushi with the Vendetta, but what is gonna happen here? He doesn't have enough damage to kill the OD, and they just use relocate.
And you mentioned HGT as a team that doesn't really want to be taking big fights.
Yeah, you want to be farming the map.
But dying like that makes it more difficult to go back to farming, because now EHOME are going to they have the Shadowblade out, they have the Max Blink. You go off split farming, and these heroes can just track down your Wisp and just try to blow them up immediately. Then Tiny ends up being helpless. Yeah,
they need to, if the similar situation like the last time happened, they need to relocate it out quickly.
Oh, another blink, another call. Ohio, just the gift that keeps on delivering for EHOME. They'll snowball forward. ZSMJ is very tanky here. Hasn't even activated that buckler yet. They even commit the OD ultimate, but ZSMJ tanks through it all thanks to the overcharge, that glowing ball of sunshine and rainbows.
And he went back for the 4 points on Corrosive as well after getting 2-2 in the first 4 levels.
Yeah, I definitely like that. You're up against a burst damage centric lineup. The Axe wanting to get heroes into critical HP where you can chop them. Jug obviously meant to just kill heroes straight up in an Omni Slash.
Yep, that's what he just did to Scarab.
Oh, Pretty Haw ends up just getting solo killed bottom. Speaking of which,
that was the first Shadowblade gank, so I mean it's acceptable for the team to they just found out that the enemy team had a surprise item, and you can sit back and just say, okay, it's just a support dying for that info.
I just like this kind of pressure item pickup. You see Tiny Wisp, you see the enemy team's not very good at 5-manning, and it's just the way to go. Top lane, Mushi getting caught out. There's an Impale to start, Avalanche to follow. Mushi in danger here, has an Astral.
Middle lane as well.
Is it going to need to use it? In the meantime, back in mid. Well, say goodbye to ZSMJ. Looks like a blink call. They walk him into the tower and just finish him off from there.
He was trying to kill DDC in the first place, and he got countered by the Axe with the call. He couldn't finish DDC off, and he was the one paying with his life. There's no Wiz here this time to save him.
That's the thing, is Kaka can't be everywhere. And EHOME can, it feels like. Tuskar, Axe, Jug. all of them moving around and constantly just searching to punish HGT for some fairly greedy split push style farming. Ohio will get caught, but with the Mystic Flare, it's enough. They get the kill. No Omni online.
Oh, that was. I think he had enough time to actually react to blink away from the concussive shot. He was just like not. I think he wasn't paying attention to his hero because he wanted to go and catch the. They had an observer ward here. They saw the Wisp teleporting middle, so he wanted to cancel his TP and he got caught himself instead.
Well, that side Ohio still had a pretty big impact so far. DDC gonna spot out one. In the meantime, Yang or ZYF going in on a pretty hot, quick, easy kill. He has a haste rune.
Mushi as well, getting
And
followed.
now relocated upon the Impale, completely airballed though. Icy. Oh, you got to do better than that, my friend. They're going to chuck in that Nyx Assassin. Oh, I don't know about this, WinteR. Healing Ward gets dropped. ZYF hungry for blood and vengeance. He will, looks like, oh no, defensive relocate.
He just brought the Nyx back instead of the Tiny.
Don't make it out.
Oh, that was a really big kill they missed there. That kill on Mushi was huge.
With the Impale hitting, that would have been a
that was a
guaranteed
kill for sure if the Impale hit.
Instead, Mushi survives, now up to 1,000 gold.
Well, on the bright side, at least they didn't lose anyone. So it wasn't all bad news for them. And at the moment, they really need to get more farm on the Tiny. He needs to be able to get his axe as soon as possible.
Here come the Bash Bros. Blink call, then a Walrus Punch. Oh my goodness, that's some serious hate for ZSMJ. The mech keeps him alive for now. He gets dunked up, or tossed back down rather. And they still can't get the kill. Losing the axe.
Oh dear, they're
losing more. The Witch Doctor falling. Now Mushi will be next. The Impale comes out from Icy a bit off the mark, but they'll just toss him on in. Where are you going? You ain't going anywhere fast as the rest of HGT, and they'll run him down too. Mushi dying as well. 3 heroes dead. ZYF forced to scatter to the winds.
Oh dear, the Viper, they were supposed to be able to save the Viper. The Wisp, he misclicked his tether. He wanted to tether the Viper, but he was standing close to someone else. And Skyra is going to get chopped down again once more by this Juggernaut.
And unfortunately, HGT, their only way to cancel that Blade Fury TP is just a toss from Tiny, but
yeah,
not in the neighborhood.
He was just busy farming all the way. But yet again, it's only a Skyra dying to the Juggernaut. So not much of a big deal. The one that they actually would have regretted was the tether, which he actually misclicked. He would have saved the Viper for sure if he actually tethered and
You gave him that double heal.
Yeah, that overcharge, but he tethered wrongly. That was unfortunate.
EHOME on the smoke now. They're going to rotate. Let's see. Where do they look to go here? Viper currently farming mid. And they are going to bypass the SMJ. They want something a bit juicier. The Tiny, probably your ideal target.
They would like to gank the Wisp and the Tiny instead of ganking somewhere where the Wisp and Tiny can back it up.
Speaking of which, oh, how convenient. Blink call on 2, chop on 1, then a slice down from the other. Oh, man. The Spin Lords doing work and not done just yet. They're looking for a go here as Mushi is being pursued out by Icy.
Oh, ZSMJ looks like he's going to get run down. Yeah, I think he's going to get run down. There's no way he's going to TP out of this.
Nice shot there on the Ice Shards by DDC. Now the TP out, Snowball comes in, and another Blink call. He'll end up dropping here. Looks like right before Ohio can get off the dunk. But Mushi does die bottom in the end.
This time the Impale connected and with an easy Mystic Flare. It was a straightforward kill.
This Tiny is definitely not getting out of control as of yet. Currently sitting at 1, 2, and 3. It's not terrible by any means, but ZYF out. Farming him. Already up to 1,000 gold. He's gone pretty full glass cannon. Shadowblade, Mask of Madness, and of course the Basher as well. As they relocate on mid, but it's going to cost them quite a bit. Air getting bashed. ZYF just doing work. Another bash. He's going to solo this Tiny from full HP. It looks like tosses him to the north. Wow. Then running to the south. What a great toss by Air. He ends up surviving. This ends a mega kill streak. That looks like an easy takedown, but anything but in the end, as it turns out.
That was such a big play by the Tiny.
I feel like most players there just try to toss him straight up in the air, but
yeah, they wouldn't have tossed him behind. Like it was like a moment where he had very little time to decide where to toss as well. He was really low. And Pretty Hall, again the target being chased down and run down by the axe.
Give me your gold. Give me your gold. Yeah, thank you very much. That was easy.
And his teammates coming in, seeking vengeance for Pretty Hall.
I don't know if there's any vengeance to be had.
they
They're going
need
to
to
try
keep
for it
playing,
on
yeah.
mid. Walking forward is Icy. Gets the 2 here Impale. And now the follow-up comes out. They snowball and they look to stall for a little bit. HGT setting up a perimeter. And then the Walrus Punch. After that snowball ends, Mushi fighting with the Sigil. He deploys that ultimate. Gets the first kill. He walks backwards, but he ends up dropping as well. Air, having now claimed his Aghanim Scepter, he's able to cleave them down. HGT, they make it 12-16 here as they continue to hang on and go blow for blow with EHOME.
Yeah, the last few moments were really good for the Tiny. He was able to complete the X after killing off the Juggernaut in the middle lane. Now he has another 1.3k goal after that exchange. Suddenly, the Tiny is like almost 10k net worth and closing it into the Juggernaut.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of solo kill potential, ZYF, but still very squishy. You get maybe just silenced by the Scarlet Mage and right-clicked a few times by
Yeah.
Tiny, and you're dead.
This is like the point where you wish you had a Manta or something like that which is able to help you survive, but going this build means that he's just he can kill anyone easily, but it's as easy
But he
as,
can also die very
yeah,
easily.
it's
as well.
just a very high risk, high reward type of item build.
Do they look to walk into the pit here? No, not yet.
No, not pretty hard again.
It's not been a good place for him.
Yeah, it's a really tough game for a support like Skyrock. It's just basically whoever catches him, he just dies.
How would you... Which death would you prefer, WinteR? Death by the Samurai Sword? Death by the Chopper? Death by a punch?
I prefer not to die at all.
Yeah,
Go Scepter.
that's dodging, dude. You gotta...
Go Scepter, dude. Then you don't die.
How fitting. This is turning into a Zen class.
This game is getting back into the favor of HGT. They are
Radiant's
starting to get
bottom
more map
tower
control
is under
after the
attack.
past few minutes and getting more farm on the Tony, which was really good for them. And like even though the score is still favoring EHOME and they have more farm on the Juggernaut, but
Radiant's
it's
bottom
with Tony.
tower is under
You
attack.
sort of break even into the late game. You're gonna be very happy about it.
Yeah, I think late game, EHOME still quite a decent shot. A lot of ways to blow up a Tiny.
Radiant's
Natural
bottom
Hex
tower
carrier.
has fallen.
They have the Jug Omni Sledge,
Wow.
which can be good, but
Yeah, and
that said, you'd still rather just snowball this league.
the Midas pickup by the Viper tells you the plan of HGT.
Let's go late, baby. Keep on farming.
This is I think this is one of those few Midas, like especially
Radiant's
the
bottom
players right now
tower
where they
is
go
under
Midas
attack.
after Blink on Puck. This is like a very similar reasoning why you go for the Midas. They're not-
There's just no item right
Yeah.
now that's gonna like turn the game.
they need time. Time is of the essence.
Time and maybe some mistakes from EHOME, who so far haven't made many. Leading 16-12, they're only up by 4k gold. As we check the tower discrepancy here, it looks like they're EHOME also up 1 tower.
Oh, they saw the Juggernaut. The sentry saw it. They know he's around there. They might want to lay a trap for him.
Juggernaut, gotta be careful, running back and
he
forth,
got
and now he gets craggied on his initial jump. DDC suddenly being pursued. The Sigil's deployed, will try and defensively retreat, and tossed up, chucked, and finished off. They look for
Wow.
more.
If they can get one more kill, they will be really good. That would be a huge kill. Like losing.
And they're looking
relocate.
for it. They're relocating forward. Ohio trapped out by initial stun. He does have a blade mail. They'll chuck him up, toss him back down, and then finished off.
Wow, that was a huge turnaround after it was just this little sentry out in the middle. Saw the Juggernaut, they were able to set up, get ready, and anticipate the movement of EHOME.
And end of the day, EHOME, despite having what felt like tempo control and a bit of map control advantage, they haven't really starved HGT.
Yeah, this is getting difficult for them already. Like worse even still, they don't have a Midas on the OD. So at this point of time, if you're EHOME, you're starting to worry about late game. Your OD is not that farm, and the Tiny is really close to your Juggernaut. And obviously, Tiny against Juggernaut, if it's even, it's gonna favor the Tiny. Always with the Whiz. Juggernaut's not gonna be able to take him down so easily.
Oh my.
Oh dear, another Sentry Ward.
Well,
These Sentry
now
wards-
they know.
These Sentry Wards are really almost got them 2 important kills.
HGT are going to relax a bit. 25 minutes in, they've closed it down to a 2,500 gold lead, only 1,000 experience lead. Basically nothing at this stage of the game.
Yeah, that's even the net worth is like 2.5k. Nothing.
Oh, WinteR. This could be huge.
They have a relocate.
They go with the Impale, but again, Icy off the mark on these stuns. Come on, my man. Now Maledict's going to connect. He gets punched up and down, tossed around. They even deploy a Witch Doctor ulti, and they will look at him go right back to the well. Man, he's got to start hitting the spells.
He hit some of it, but he missed a lot of crucial spells, I have to say. Like, a lot of crucial imprints this game.
That one wasn't the easiest. The target was kind of like running around the tree line, but still.
That's when you wish you were just a clockwork and easy hook shot.
It looks more and more like it was a smart ban by EHOME to take it out of the equation.
They are going to try and contest this though, but the Roshan is almost dead. This looks like to be a dangerous fight for HGT to take.
Oh, beyond dangerous. There's even an Aegis out right now on ZYF. He will Omni Slash the SMJ, and thanks to Dust, they keep on going. Getting the kill there.
Oh dear, they need to get out as soon as possible. There's going to be a blink call soon in 3 seconds.
Air on the retreat, but pursuing forward is ZYF. He can't get in range, but does end up scaring his opponents off.
Man, all those small little things in Dota. One missed gank, yet you are supposed to get a kill. You don't get a kill and you lose Roshan in the process.
Yeah, that's very costly. And you know, WinteR, I have to say the Viper pick really hasn't gotten anything done for HGT. He's farmed well, but they just keep on getting jumped and forced to fight, and he's not surviving. He didn't really slow down anyone in lane. It just feels like it hasn't been a very successful pick.
We were talking about how he will be able to actually counteract the jug for the X, but it's not doing so much at this point. Like, it's also based on how they are playing. They're not fighting with the Viper. They're using the Viper as like space-making hero, which is not usually Viper's job.
It's not his forte.
Like, if you would have planned to do this at the start, you would actually prefer Viper's brother, Veno. He would have actually done a better job.
Are they brothers?
Poison brothers, venomous brothers.
The evil brothers.
Okay, maybe cousins, distant relatives.
Yeah, there's not much family resemblance. Oh my, CSMJ. Where are you, my friend? Where are you at? Blade Mail used by Ohio. That means no Mystic Flare attempt. That'll get another quick, clean kill, making it 19-14 as we enter the mid-game EHOME, keeping a lead, and maybe even starting to pull away ahead with it.
It's gonna be all on the Tony. Tony.
Oh, he's got AC. He is pretty farmed.
I think he needs... I'm not sure about needing BKB, but this game, probably he needs a lot of armor against the Axe and the Juggernaut. Maybe after AC, something to consider is like maybe something along the lines of Satanic or Butterfly. You don't usually see Butterfly on Tiny that much.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, if you do, it's normally like as a 6 item.
Radiant's top tower
Oh, top lane. We've gone
Wow,
in.
did he actually get it?
He got the Astral. The relocate didn't end. Oh, no. He Astraled him like while he was...
Oh, he didn't actually cancel the Astral, the relocate. He still went back to base, so...
Yeah, you have to Astral him while
oh, he bought a blink. He's gonna TP out.
Kaka ends up... No, they get it with the Astral at the last
He
moment.
sold his boots for the blink.
Oh. This was the cheeky play we were seeing yesterday from, I believe it was Speed Gaming, right?
Oh my god.
It's still not a terrible item on the Wisp. Like, it seems like they're going to have to rat this game quite a bit, and...
Yeah, but he doesn't have boots now. So
That's okay, WinteR. He's got Tether. He's got a Tony that can carry him around. Jeez. Oh my goodness. This game is getting a little difficult for Air. The Wisp, they've just done a really good job of hunting the Wisp in general, and I think maybe that was the idea with the OD pick. If you just Astral the Tiny before the Tether comes out, then you can't relocate it back to safety.
Like the one he did a lot earlier in the game.
Yeah, that's like that's the ideal situation. This time they do end up killing off the Wisp, but not easily.
I'm not so sure about Air though. He went for a BKB actually. Like, I'm not sure how much BKB will do this game for him. Like, EHOME's damage are all physical from Witch Doctor, Juggernaut, and Axe. Apart from the OD ultimate, obviously.
And they are starting to siege now. That Jug picks up his BKB in the stash, going for 6 fairly cheap items as he will complete filling out his inventory slots with this one. Gonna take the tier 2 top. They will successfully do so, it appears. So they push on.
Dangerous times for HGT. Aegis on Juggernaut. They don't have much D push as well.
Yeah, we talked about it. They were much more looking for pick-off, spread the map style Dota, but they're being forced to come and fight. ZYF knocking on the front door, trying to find out if anyone's home. Now, gonna drop a healing ward. And
Yeah, look at that. That was like the weakness of his build. Just
Radiant's bottom
Avalanche
tower
toss,
is
he
under
took
attack.
1000 damage and a 2 right clicks on the enemy.
yeah, unfortunately he's got Aegis as well as that healing ward door. But ZYF will get actually stun off the mark as he Blade Furies in the nick of time. Can't get anything done with that.
Well, he really wants the Aegis to go away though, so he can actually hold his
Radiant's bottom
BKB.
tower is under attack.
Yeah. Do you like the? I guess this is a pretty good BKB
The
game.
BKB on the Juggernaut is understandable. It's just the BKB on the Tiny, I feel. I'm not sure how much it will do for him. Like, it doesn't feel it's gonna help him immensely against if you compare to getting an armor item like that gives you armor and H like stats, which what I was thinking about, like Satanic or maybe a Butterfly along those lines, or even like I feel maybe even Skadi on Tiny, which you don't see much often, gives you intelligence so you don't take so much damage from OD ultimate, and gives you armor against the Axe and the Juggernaut. It actually might be a good item. A good choice here in this scenario as well.
I guess he's already kind of committed to the plate mail, but maybe he goes back for a
Yeah, I mean,
Skadi.
the AAC is fine. It's just Skadi would be an interesting component for him to add later on into his arsenal. Like BKB, I'm not so sure.
I think you kind of need the BKB against just the OD though, because he dishes out the damage.
Yeah, but okay, here comes a
Mushi, that 550 mana burn. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's got BKB, and the Wisp is going to blink out of the tree line. Nicely done. Hammer deployed, though. And
Oh dear, Tony, is he gonna get left behind?
Will he get brought back? Tether can't do it.
BKB.
Yeah, he's going to BKB, and he tries to turn, but the Sigil kites and controls him. Ohio comes in with the Blade Mail, now looking to go. Mushi,
See you, bro.
is he going to come back and fight? No, just chilling.
He's farming creeps.
Yeah,
Easy.
he's actually just farming creeps. There's no Wisp here. Kaka's all the way back to the wood. What the hell is that? Is he just...
Look at what the BKB did.
Yeah. Nothing. Got him killed.
Got him killed.
It's just, it doesn't really fit that well with the flow of the game. The flow of the game for HGT is not fighting.
It's just
But
like-
you get the BKB, you want to be fighting. It's a
just
little
like
awkward.
BKB on Wiz, on Tiny makes the Wiz like feel sometimes, oh dear, I can't.
Sometimes you
I
get
can't-
it, and it can win the game, but I just feel like they're not at that stage yet. Like, maybe as your 5th or 6th item.
Yeah, I mean, even this game though, I'm not sure how much it will be effective, even if it's 5th or 6th item. I'm really not so sure, but nevertheless, he already got the BKB and he got him killed. Now he's forced to buy back to defend this.
Well done. The Blink Impale from Icy, again, unable to connect on these initiations.
He's not really on the ball today with the impulse.
Yeah, I don't know if he could have gotten in range there, but
I mean,
he just hasn't made any plays, really.
look at, if you just turn up the network, look at the network chart. Oh dear, look at the Knicks.
He's the most poor hero in the
Like
game.
even the Wiz that lost the boots has more net worth than him.
2 and 5. Yeesh. I mean, we've been talking on and off about weak links today, WinteR, but I gotta say, Icy consistently seems to be proving to be the Achilles heel of this HGT
Yeah, it's
team.
hit or miss if he doesn't get the heroes that he's comfortable with. Like we talk about the ban.
Just ban Clockwork
Like what?
versus this team. I think you can even ban it. No, maybe not first stage, but definitely second
if
stage.
they don't pick Clockwork early, you just take it out later. And
And if they do pick it that early, I mean, it's not like Clockwork can't be countered and punished as a pick.
yeah, it's already starting to show he missed like 3 or 4 at least very crucial impales.
Some of them pretty easy ones too. Like that definitely was not an easy impale, but it's just starting to hurt them at this point. And I also I've seen the ZSMJ Viper quite a few times. I don't feel like he has a very big impact on this hero. It just doesn't seem like it suits him.
It doesn't allow you to control the pace of the game. You need to rely on your team. Like Viper is a hero where your fate of the game is not in your hands. You need to rely on everyone else doing well, and you just participate in the push or do whatever that's necessary. And he's the type of player that wants to be in the action. He wants to dictate the pace. That's why you see them putting
Ember, Naga.
yeah, Ember, Juggernaut,
Yeah.
these type of heroes on him. But this game, he is on the Viper instead.
But they do this. I mean, part of it is like you mentioned that they generally run air on the Tiny. It's
Yeah.
just that's how they like to do it.
They
but
don't do him on the Tiny. So that's really the reasoning behind this. But it's still fine though if you go for the Tiny. You can have a secondary farmer in the face of like an Ember. But this game, the issue that happened was they went for the Viper in the first 2 picks. that resulted in the inflexibility of the draft. They couldn't really swap out something. Viper is like a hero that can't really be moved around in the drafting phase.
Yeah, he's just a commitment. You go for Viper, he's going to need a lane to farm. He's a hero who will not apply pressure in the laning stage to other lanes. You're not threatening ganks.
Yeah,
you're just kind of an immobile siege tank.
They basically use him in this game as a 1v1 matchup for the OD. That's about it. And after that, it was literally nothing much that he could have done in this game because it was just not a Viper type of game.
It just doesn't seem like Viper really goes that well with Tiny Wisp.
Yeah,
I guess he's a mech carrier, which can be nice, but you could get other heroes who can do this.
It can go well if you have a lead early game. Then you can just keep pushing down towers, keep being aggressive. Wisp Tiny on one lane pushing, Viper and his teammates on one lane, and you go on them, the relocate comes in. That's how you want it to be if everything's going on your way. But sadly, this game, it was not the case, and the Viper feels like he's like just an additional character to the game, and he's not doing anything really major.
Look at that Abyssal Blade, 36 minutes in. Your Juggernaut, 20k net worth.
That's
this is disgusting.
That's like as huge as you could get as a Juggernaut.
I think honestly with BKB, he can take Tiny 1v1.
Yeah, because
he'll just chain bash him.
The Craggy. You don't get affected by the Craggy.
Yeah, you don't get affected by the Craggy. You're going to chain bash him with the Mask of Madness. Maybe with the backup of the Wisp. At that point, the Tiny is in decent shape. But
looking at the Tiny's items at this point, it feels like he needs one more. Something like maybe a Crystallis. Even more damage. I don't think he can actually take the Juggernaut at this stage already. Like, the Juggernaut is pulling ahead. It's gonna be tough though with the BKB. I think the BKB is a fantastic pickup for Juggernaut this game. Like, we talk about sometimes Juggernaut picking up BKB and we feel like we're not so sure, but this game is actually really good.
It just lets him initiate without any concerns. You don't have to worry about getting Craggy. The Nyx can't do anything to you. Skywrath is useless. It basically takes 3 heroes out of the picture.
Yeah, and sometimes you are talking about, oh, Juggernaut has spin. Why would you want to get a BKB? But you can't deactivate the spin to right clicks after dodging a spell.
Yeah, and at this, you go this Mask of Madness build and you can run anyone down. You have an Abyssal Blade. You can man fight anyone. And with BKB, that includes the Tiny as well. EHOME begin their siege in the mid. Then a blink call starts it off. Ohio pulling the SMJ back in. Deeper and deeper. And they will go for the dump. Chop number 1 complete. It's a success. The Witch Doctor ult flying the entire time. A full duration. Then the Omni Slash comes out and they end up getting the kill on the Tiny. Relocate was used, but to little avail as the Wisp is unable to save its buddy.
Oh, this is looking really big for HGT. They're not going to be able to defend this Rex. I think they're going to lose at least another set of Rex.
HGT, a team that's looked at times brilliant, but oftentimes very shaky and predictable. It seems like EHOME may have just punished them in this first game. It will clean out the melee racks, then back off. Or no, go back in. Alright, just kidding.
They definitely have time to take even maybe a tier 3, like 50 seconds on the Tiny.
They might even get a second lane of Rex. Oh, there is a glyph.
Yeah, this tower is actually going really fast though. I'm not sure if they can actually, even if with the glyph, they can actually go the Rex.
HGT, might want to use your glyph soon if you're going to bother staying around in the game, because otherwise, well, I guess they're just going to forfeit their base. This is,
the glyph?
I guess they just start GGing out.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. This is the white flag, right? Like they're waving a peace offering. Mushi, please tell your team to take it easy. But EHOME, there's no mercy.
Do you remember this?
The smoke back.
The smoke back from Mushi?
Oh, it's a classic Mushi maneuver, and well, that's not. CYF just runs by, casually reveals the smoke, then he'll back off. Do they just go bottom? I mean, you just look at HGT.
Yeah, what can HGT do at this point? Lanes are pushed. There's no threat of the Wisp Tony hitting your structure. That's like, if you go late game against Wisp Tony, he can't touch your structures, you're safe.
I don't think EHOME have to be clever. They can just brute force it.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything. They just brute force with the A's.
As long as they don't get horribly caught out of position. Juggernaut now up to another 4,200 gold. The rich keep on getting richer.
And the poor get spur.
The poor, of course, are impoverished Knicks. Another blink initiation, but oh, they get the quick kill on Mushi. He's dead once, BKB is deployed, and now going to work is Yang. ZYF unloading the Omni Slash. He just continues to slice his way through these heroes. Backs off air. A nice defensive chuck out once more. Not going to keep him safe. The hammer drop. Mushi getting one kill. Now Icy and GG. It's a total rout from EHOME, showcasing why they're a threat moving forward in this tournament. This was just dominant from start to finish. And what I love about EHOME is just the pocket picks, WinteR. They're always ready to bust something unusual out, be it a Bloodseeker, an Ursa, a Zeus. In this case, just the OD. This team has some real versatility.
Well, I consider OD something that is Mushi's main weapon as a player.
It's classic Mushi, but at the same time, it's not like they've been using it much up until this match. And it showcases how difficult it can be to draft against EHOME.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff up their sleeves, I have to say. And they are one of those teams that not afraid to really use something that no one is actually using. It shows a lot of confidence when you actually are able to do it in a big event.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got some other games going on right now. Cloud9's match just concluded. Our match is done. I believe Na'Vi vs. Secret is over. So
what actually happened?
Yeah, let's spoil some results here. Let's see who's lost Arcanas today.
It looks like I thought Secret's heroes were really good. Yeah,
we thought Secret heavily outdrafted them in 27-minute GG. Wow.
Yeah,
Broodmother Dagon 5 when the game.
Remember, I told you this is gonna be a 25-minute game.
Yeah,
it's pretty close.
27.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you win that bet? You were over.
Well, okay. I was not.
You were in the.
I was not quite accurate, but it was somewhat near.
You're very close. And Na'Vi, they went for the Warlock support, and this was just not a game for a Warlock support.
It was like one of those things where you pick Warlock, you want to make him a core at the 4th pick, and suddenly enemy picks a Broodmother, and you're like stuck. You don't have D push. You're done for.
All right, guys. With that said, we're going to wrap up the VOD here, but it looks like the downstairs panel is continuing with some post-round 5 analysis. So coming up next, WinteR and I will be sticking around on this stream. We'll be bringing you Rave versus IG. Thank you for watching the Dota 2 Asia Championships brought to you by Dota Cinema, as well as Beyond the Summit. We'll be right back.